Righty. So I want to start this one off very simply with Odell Beckham Jr. is a fucking dolphin, and I'm an idiot. All right, we're just gonna throw that one out there. I could be dumb sometimes too. It happens. I missed something, didn't get it. It is what it is.
We all make mistakes. We're not perfect, Chuck.
And I have made a mistake right away. A couple of them actually. So the name of the show has been changed already. It's come to my attention that WBD Sports has been taken. Already forgetting what it was because it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
We don't care. We're rebranding. We're coming at you as Garage Sports Ohio, and we're going to run from there. So let's have some fun. Also, one more thing. We do have an idiot sitting over off camera. If you hear some laughter or some idiocies, it's because we have a live studio audience of one. So everybody, cheers for him. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. All that being said, I think it's about time to dive into some sports. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So the biggest thing that I have found so far that happened within the last couple weeks was the NCAA has reevaluated their policies on marijuana. They've reevaluated it, and they've decided to remove cannabis from the banned substances list for championship and postseasons. So how it's normally worked is each college is in charge of, drug testing during the seasons and everything else.
Right.
And the NCAA has been in charge of doing the drug testing during postseason or championship rounds and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, the NCAA is taking cannabis off that list of banned substances, so they will no longer be testing for that during the offseason. Now, that being said, the colleges still hold the rights and policies to whether or not they want to allow it. So it's kind of like, marijuana was legalized in America, or it's legal in America, but on the flip side, each state has the right to make it illegal.
Exactly. I agree.
So all that being said, that's huge because, and from what I read also, they're taking away all penalties that are existing for failing an NCAA drug test for cannabis, which is a big step forward for all things NCAA.
So are the teams can the teams make it illegal?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the Oregon Ducks could decide, hey, you still can't smoke pot. So then marijuana would be a banned substance for them, and all that would be handled internally. Okay. Or same with Ohio State, Michigan,
So
Alabama.
They're saying that you're not allowed to do any drugs at any time during preseason or during practices.
That's all going to be up to the teams. That's all up to your specific college. Whereas the NCAA has said, hey, there are banned substances, obviously performance-enhancing drugs or any of the harder drugs like, they can't just go around, doing methamphetamines or certain opiates and stuff like that, or any opioids.
Right.
Unless it's doctor prescribed, obviously. But there's things like that. And then there's cannabis, which they're saying that that's not going to enhance your performance by any means. It's not going to help you. So the NCAA is just kind of taking a step back, and we don't care about that because it's not going to benefit you in any way as far as the NC2A is concerned. But the college could still step in and be like, hey, you can't do that. But the NCAA is going to start treating it like alcohol. If you're of legal age, they don't care.
Yeah, but I gotta disagree with that because if you smoke marijuana, is just like a drug.
But it's also legal in most states now. It's just like alcohol nowadays.
The only reason why I think it shouldn't be because you're going out on that field and you're smoking that.
Well, you got to think this is also the NCAA has only ever been in charge of administering the drug tests during postseason. But you're not talking during the season. This is the off-season stuff.
Oh, this is during when games and all that. Before games, they test you.
Well, that's up to the college. The colleges always produce those.
Oh,
whereas the NCAA say you're a college football player,
Right.
right now the NC2A could give you a drug test.
Okay. Okay.
They're not going to care about marijuana
All right. All
because
right.
it doesn't affect anything to do with your craft.
Okay.
So they're not going to suspend you for a season for going out and smoking marijuana with your friends. The NCAA is. Your college don't get it.
Okay, because then, in other words, yeah, because they say, hey, I'm going to drug test you, and you can be positive of taking the substance.
Yeah, and the NCAA, when it comes to marijuana, they just don't care.
So they're
Right.
pretty much just leaving it up to the college.
Yeah. So if the
Yeah.
college still deems that you're not allowed to smoke marijuana, they can still drug test you and
Oh, okay.
suspend you on their own terms.
All right. Okay. That sounds fair.
Yeah. So then we got a pretty big trade in the NBA. All right.
Right.
Klay Thompson has been traded away from the Warriors and is now a part of the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
trade is huge. It's a nice three-team blockbuster. We got the Warriors, who are receiving a 2025 second-round pick, but that pick is the worst of the 76ers and the Nuggets. So
Yeah.
if the 76ers get the 13th pick and the Nuggets get the 26th,
Yeah.
then they're going to get the Nuggets pick at 26. They also receive a 2031 second-round pick from the Mavericks. Then the Hornets in this trade get Josh Green from the Mavs. So from what I can tell here is the Hornets gave up the 2025 second round pick that's the worst between the Sixers and the Nuggets. And then the Warriors gave up Klay Thompson and the Mavs gave up their 2031 second round pick and Josh Green. In major move here.
Yeah, this is what I think. And I'm going to tell you this. Klay Thompson spent 13 years as a Golden State Warrior. And he was a very, very good team. Very good. They were a very good team in that category. They won 4 NBA championships. If I'm not mistaken, he also won a 3-point competition. If I'm not mistaken.
So
4 or
Yes.
5-time All-Star, and
he's a 4-time NBA champion, a 5-time All-Star in the NBA, 2-time All-NBA third team, NBA All-Defense second team, and then he did win the 3-point contest in 2016.
yeah,
He was all-rookie NBA first team in 2012, and 2-time first team All Pac-10 in 2010 and 2011, and his number was retired by the Washington State Cougars.
yeah, big.
So that's a huge pickup there.
Yes,
For
the Dallas Mavs.
For the Mavs. Now, the Dallas Mavs just got scary.
Oh yeah.
They were already a very solid team with Luka Doncic and what's his name again?
Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving. Sorry, I'm not great with names in general, and basketball is not my main sport. But with those two, and now you're bringing in Klay Thompson to back them up, it could be a very scary situation, especially if all those players are retained during this offseason.
Oh yes, most definitely. The Mavs is going to be really good with Luka Doncic, and now Klay Thompson.
But what does that mean for the Warriors now?
Well,
that means I look for them to sink even worse.
Honestly, the thing is, for me, it sounds like the Warriors are getting ready for a big rebuild. They're probably trying to rebuild around. I don't know if they're going to rebuild around Steph Curry still. Steph Curry's at age. So they could just be looking forward to the future and trying to start this rebuild now. And getting those 2 picks over the course of the next 7 years could be big in that rebuilding process. Even though they are second-round picks, there's a lot of talent that comes from that round.
I agree with Chuck. I think they're going to rebound with Steph Curry. Build around him. Get good players because they got good picks. Pretty much good picks.
Yeah,
not bad, but I think that's what they're going to try to do is build around Steph Curry.
Yeah,
and be back into championship.
Yeah.
Contender.
Now my big thing there is they went with the 2031 second round from the Mavs. That to me is kind of a hey, Luka Doncic is going to be the only one still there at that point in time. Like they're looking at Kyrie and Klay Thompson. They're going to retire within the next 7 years.
Right.
they're going to be going elsewhere. So
Right.
they're planning on the Mavs being being a boom or bust in the next 3-4 years. So they're looking at the Mavs and they're like, okay, they're gonna go ahead and win a championship, and then they're gonna fall off, and we're gonna take advantage of that fall off with that second round pick.
Yeah, because then you're building around Klay Thompson,
Yeah.
or I mean Steph Curry,
right.
and who knows?
And there's only been a good handful of teams that have really made a dent or made a presence known in any sport for a decade at a time.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
when you're looking at it from that light, I mean, even the Lakers had bad years. Even the Lakers fell off for a little while.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even the Celtics fell off for a while, and we're talking two of the best franchises in the NBA there.
Yeah.
So even with those falling off, and on occasion they bounce back because that's what a great franchise is going to do.
Right.
But they're usually not a very big focal point for more than a decade at a time.
Right. Well, as a point there for the Lakers,
Yeah.
well, you got to remember, Kobe retired.
Yep.
And then here come LeBron James.
Right, but there was
from the Cavs to the Lakers,
and there was a couple bad years in between that.
Right.
Boom.
And then
LeBron comes in.
And here come the power forward, what's his name? Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And then they start getting a little better. Or not Anthony.
Is that the guy I don't like?
The brow.
Yeah, that's the guy I don't like. I just don't like his face. It's nothing against the guy. He could be a great guy. That eyebrow bothers my soul.
Right.
Thoroughly. But at this point, if he shaves it, it's a problem. He can't get rid of that thing. That thing is a staple for Anthony Davis.
Right.
It can never go anywhere. But it bothers my soul.
So it's a loss for you.
Absolutely. All right. So then we got another trade with Buddy Hield going to the Warriors.
Solid player.
So here's a little bit of a bounce back for the Warriors there.
Yeah.
And they gave up a 2031 second round pick for it.
That Buddy Hield is a pretty
The
good
Sixers. I'm not sure if that's where Buddy Hield played or if that was just the Sixers were involved in a trade to get him and then already had it agreed upon with the Warriors, but I'm not sure how that worked out.
I don't know how that's worked out either.
But what I know is Buddy Hield will be a Warrior and the 76ers will have the Warriors 2031 second round draft pick.
But fans, the thing you got to understand is there's a lot of free agency trades going on in the NBA, and we're giving you as much advice as we possibly can, and
information.
Yeah, information. Yeah.
So yeah. Then the Warriors again make another move as they waive Chris Paul. Okay, I seriously think the Warriors are straight up looking for the future. We've gotten rid of Klay Thompson, who's an older player. We've gotten rid of Chris Paul, who's an older player. We brought in Buddy Hield, who's not that much of an older player. So we're
pretty young.
From what I can tell is we're definitely looking for the future and instead of the now. So they're definitely, from everything I can see, they're in a big rebuild phase.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, however, then went and signed with the San Antonio Spurs for a 1-year, $11 million deal.
Yeah.
I think that's a good move for the Spurs.
Yep. Especially
Chris Paul, he's always been a solid player in general.
Yes. Especially when you got Victor Wembanyama, and that's going to help the Spurs too in some more of their wins that they need.
Yeah. You're talking bring a little bit of experience.
Or a little bit of spice into...
A little bit of spice, a little bit of experience to really help Victor Wembanyama become that next level player that we all know he can be.
Yes. Yes.
Then, Jason Tatum making major headlines.
Jason Tatum.
By signing the biggest NBA contract that we've ever seen. We have a 5-year, $314 million deal.
I think that's the greatest thing the Celtics ever did.
We're pushing $63 million a year.
And he won his first NBA title. And
it just tells you
in a long time. And since Larry Bird You know what I mean? Them franchise.
Dude, it's literally the Celtics saying, "Hey, you are our future. You are going to be our guy. We're going to build around you.
Absolutely.
Here's we're going to sell the farm on you."
Oh yeah. Oh yes, definitely.
Now, me personally, I've never been a big fan of selling the farm on one player because of situations, and not to pick on you too much, but you wind up in situations like the Browns have with Deshaun Watson, where they sold the farm for him, and he hasn't really played all that much over the last few seasons.
Right, but you got to remember though too. Jason Tatum is a very good basketball player.
Yes.
3-point shooter.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken, he made two All-Star appearance.
Okay.
Great guy, and I think he would be really good for a franchise for the Celtics in the future. He's young, talented. He works on his craft a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good.
And he's been with the Celtics his entire career.
Right.
Since
But
2017.
Five-time All-Star.
Five-time All-Star. He was an All-Star Game MVP
Yep.
in
This
23.
year. Yep.
Three-time All-NBA first team for the last 3 years.
Yep.
All-NBA third team in 2020.
Wow.
Rookie first team in 2018.
Wow.
I mean, he's got the accolades, but again, it's the idea of selling the farm based on the fact that if he gets hurt next season and he doesn't come back the same, you just burned it all.
I don't think.
Now, mind you, you can't.
He would get hurt, but
yeah, you can't bank on injuries.
Any sports player that plays any kind of sports, basketball, football, hockey, baseball, they're bound to get hurt, but they can come back and rehab. And they can probably work on their craft even better than ever.
And that to your point, you can't bank on the injury. You can't expect the injuries to come.
Right,
So
exactly.
sometimes you got to plan for the health. And if he stays healthy and stays playing the way he's been playing, he's probably worth every cent.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit for him.
Yeah. But
I am very proud of him.
$63 million a year.
Right.
Is a ton of money on one player.
Yeah. But look what they're doing to Jaylen Brown. Look, they just did I think they did his contract last year or the year before, and he's making good money too.
So the Celtics got money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. And, I mean, Jaylen Brown, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a $304 million deal.
I think they re-signed him last year or the year before, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks like, not exactly sure when it was done. 2023, he agrees to a $304 million.
Yep, last year.
Looks like 5-year.
Yep.
So he's there for another 4 years.
$304 million. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, the Celtics organization has a ton of money.
They have
either that or they're doing what a lot of, from the outside looking in, from what I've seen, the NBA has grown into this three-headed giant. You get 3 studs and you put them on the same team, and the rest of the cast.
You're solid. When you got the 3 players, the 3 main players you have is source in basketball.
Yeah,
and it's solid.
But I feel like you take a back seat with your bench guys then, because your bench guys aren't going to be able to come out. You're not going to have enough money to pay those bench guys to come out and be very solid players. You're going to have a little less talent in the back end. But a lot of times that doesn't seem to matter because your starting 5 are that good.
Oh yeah, most of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those bench people that come out for the stars and the second team that comes in, they're pretty good too. I mean, they rack up a lot of points. Sometimes when they're down, they get them close, and then all of a sudden, okay, we're going to bring in our starting 5, and they come back and win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't back down on the second team, the bench second team, because they bring them back close, and then when the first string is resting, then they come in and bring in that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, moving on from Tatum here, unless you got some more to add. Anybody? We go?
I'm done with that.
On to the next one. We got another massive trade with the Pelicans and the Hawks. We got the Pelicans are getting DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray, who was drafted by the Spurs back in 2016, played G League for the first year. Then he's come out. He was an NBA All Star in 22, All Defensive Second Team in 18, steals leader in 22, and then we get to college. But the Pelicans gave up a ton. They gave up Dyson Daniels, Larry Nance Jr., a 2025 first round draft pick, and a 2027 first round pick that will be the worst of the Bucks and the Pelicans. So the Pelicans giving all that to the Hawks just for DeJounte Murray. That's a lot. Now, mind you, DeJounte Murray, I don't know much about this guy, if anything at all. He seems, from the accolades and everything I've seen, very defensive player. He could be a very solid piece, but I don't think he's going to be the guy. And when you're giving up 2 first-round picks, let alone 2 other players, that's a lot for somebody who you don't think is going to be the guy.
Dejounte Murray is a pretty good player. He is.
Okay.
On offense. Defense, he's solid. Sometimes he has his moments, but on offense he's really, really good. I mean, he comes out in the fast break. He dunks it. He can shoot threes. I mean, he's pretty good. He's not bad.
I mean,
for 2 first round picks, no.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
can see 1, but not 2.
Yeah, he's shooting.
They took a big stab on that one.
Yeah, he's shooting 458 for his career. He's 345 from the 3-point line. His free throw shooting is 787. A lot of that.
77%. You can't really go by the base on free throws. I mean, it varies every year. You know?
I mean, I'm just looking at career here. He has started majority of his games.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a big thing. He started 401 games out of 472 he's played, and that includes 8 starts his rookie year as a G League player even.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, based on statistics, his minutes have been skyrocketing too.
Oh, yeah. He's really good.
He jumped up to 21 his second year. He's up to 35, 36.
For Atlanta.
For Atlanta.
Right.
So, I mean, he's out here. He's got some stuff going for him. I
think what Atlanta's trying to do, and this ain't no kidding, Trae Young is one of the best 3-point specialists. Not as good as Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But he's there. And I think we're trying to rebuild around.
See, that makes sense. It's
young.
My big thing is I'm questioning the Pelicans giving up so much for DeJounte Murray.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and they
now, mind you, I think
I also got Capella too.
I feel like
center.
Who?
Chris Capella.
Which team?
Atlanta.
Okay. Well, I'm saying the Hawks won this.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe the Hawks won this trade. I'm confused, and the thing I'm questioning here is why the Pelicans gave up so much for DeJounte Murray himself. That's what I'm questioning.
Mm.
I'm not questioning the Hawks at all.
Maybe
You
they
take
think
that on
Murray
that.
was pretty good. Maybe they thought his stats were great
And the reason I say
from last year.
he looks very defensive. He's averaging a block a game, or no, he's averaging 0.3 blocks a game, so a block every few games. He's averaging over a steal a game. So when you're averaging almost a steal and a half every game, that's a pretty solid baseline
Right.
for your defensive playing.
Yeah.
Rebounds, he's pushing 6 rebounds a game for his career. So we're not just talking a small game sample. We're talking 472 games.
Oh
He's
yeah.
averaging, 5.8 rebounds each game.
6 rebounds for a shooting guard.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, he seems like a very, very big defensive piece. Which, don't get me wrong, defensive basketball, that's some old school stuff.
Oh yeah. Defense is the main key.
Yeah, you don't see that too horribly much in today's basketball. You see a lot of scorers. And especially when you're giving up numbers like this, 2 first-round picks, you're giving up another couple players, another couple pieces, and you're going for that. Normally you're looking at the scorer, but we're looking at a defensive guy. And if that's what they're missing there in New Orleans, it makes sense.
Yeah. Right. But let's just say this: you're going from Atlanta to the Pelicans. You're starting a new career, a new change, a new era.
I mean, that's not his first rodeo.
That's good. Yeah, and it's not his first rodeo.
Because he went from San Antonio to Atlanta a couple years ago.
Right. But still, you never know. He can be. The Pelicans do need help.
Yeah.
They do need help because they got what's that? What's that name? Who's that point guard?
I got Zion Williams too.
Zion Williams.
Okay. So
Yeah.
They
So maybe they're trying to build around Zion.
They're trying to bring in the defensive pieces.
Yes.
So Zion gets the ball and can produce. And he is. I mean, his passing is outstanding. I watched him a little bit play for Atlanta, and they're really good. Yeah, he's really good on passing the ball. That makes sense then. All right. Now another shift here. Let's get into a little bit of football here. All right. We got Baker Mayfield signing a contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a 3-year, $100 million deal where $50 million is guaranteed. He's got half that contract guaranteed money.
Right.
It's worth up to 114 on incentives.
Right.
That's huge.
That is huge. Well, you got to figure too. Baker Mayfield took Tampa Bay to the playoffs too last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And if I'm not mistaken, he did.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much other teams like Tampa Bay.
That's about to change.
Other than, but I'm a big Brown. Well, it's going to change because I want to learn. I want to keep learning more and succeed. I did watch football when I was younger a lot. I mean, every day, every weekend, sat on a chair with my sons and watched football all day long. And it was exciting. It was fun with my sons, and to get back with Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield. Yes, I absolutely agree with that.
So
I think he can improve Tampa Bay.
So this contract tells me that he's the future.
The future of Tampa.
They're gonna build around him, and they're gonna get more receivers.
More. Because they got the defense.
Do they have the O line?
That's the only question.
Can they?
And they've had a good old line for a while.
What about the running game?
With White, Rashad White?
Yeah.
Is he still there?
Is he there?
Yeah,
I double check that before I call out another player.
Deshaun White.
Rashad.
Didn't they pick up a rookie running back too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Deshaun White still a Tampa Bay.
Still Rashad, not Deshaun.
Oh, Rashad.
Deshaun's the Browns quarterback. I'm sorry.
Rashad White. Yeah, he is the Tampa Bay's running back still. Yes.
So that being said, I really like it. I think he had a huge bounce back season. I personally feel when the Browns moved on from him and got rid of him the way they did, I thought that was dirty. I didn't like it at all.
Yes, sir.
They signed a contract that I hated in the first place with Deshaun Watson. They did all these things, and I think the Browns really, what's the word for? Oh, shit the bed. Hard on that entire order.
Yeah. I think it was a bad decision. Us getting rid of Baker Mayfield, really. My thoughts is he was our franchise quarterback.
He was doing it too.
He was lighting it up.
He came into Cleveland and he turned it all around.
We went to the playoffs. Yeah, we lost to Kansas City. Who cares? I mean, it is what it is. Why not keep the quarterback we have?
Don't get so worked up. It's okay.
And it's just so frustrating, Chuck. I mean, I'm sorry, but
well, at the end of the day, the big thing is, so the Browns, they've struggled for
years,
decades, millennia maybe. They trying to get a good quarterback. There's an exaggeration in there.
You got Bernie Kosar. You can't say that.
Okay, well, yeah, I can.
No, you can't, because Bernie took him to the AFC Championship game.
That was 20 years ago. That's been decades.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Since the 90s.
Okay.
I can absolutely say decades.
Oh, we got our audience left. Look at that. But
anyway,
there's Tim Couch. He never got a chance.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, honestly, if we wanted to go over a list of who the Browns quarterback was over the last 25 years, we could bring 50 guys up and the Browns shit the bed because they always blamed the quarterback, never blamed coaching staff, front office, O-line, wide receivers, defense, any of it.
Yeah.
We were just the quarterback's fault.
Yep.
We brought him in, we threw him into the wolves with nothing.
Facts. But you gotta look along the lines. Here come the best DN in the NFL history.
Oh, you mean the guy that likes to hit people with helmets? Let's not get into that.
Really? You don't want to get into that?
Oh, I totally actually do, because he should have been suspended for a lot.
Anybody would absolutely grab somebody's you-know-what-ski.
Okay.
And
did I
hit him with a helmet too?
Did I say he shouldn't have got punished? No. I said you still don't react like that.
You get fined or nothing.
Yeah, you still don't react like that. You are a professional athlete. You're at work. If you were at work and you decided to hit somebody in the head with a helmet, no matter what the cause was, you're fired.
I'd be darned if I wouldn't. I'd do it if somebody grabbed my nut.
And you'd lose your job.
My family jewels.
And you'd lose your job, right?
Well, he'd have to lose his job too.
He did.
Because he grabbed me.
Yeah.
My private.
And that's fine. He deserves punishment. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm saying you still don't respond like that. And you should have been suspended for a lot longer than you were.
Well, I think also the quarterback should have been suspended
the
same long as what Myles Garrett got.
Not the same.
Yeah.
Two totally different things.
Anybody grabs you in
my jewels?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
With the cup?
Do you know
that hurts?
Do you know what happens to the O lineman and D lineman, even in high school football? That's part of the game, baby.
Well, no, you don't have to grab somebody.
Oh, it's happening plenty. That is 100% stuff that happens. Now, again, I never said that he shouldn't have been punished. I'm saying you still don't hit him in the head with a helmet.
Yeah, because that could...
You crossed the line.
Well, yeah, you could lose your career over that, too.
Tell me, what
you probably should.
You could.
Tell me, what do you remember from that? Does anybody remember him grabbing him in the nuts or Myles Garrett?
Yeah, because he was...
No, nobody remembers that part. They remember Myles Garrett.
You know who remember? Do you know who remembers?
Well, do you remember when he sacked him? What happened? He kicked him?
Hey, do you know who remembers those parts? Browns fans?
I do. I've seen it all. I've seen the freaking game.
Hey, you are a fan of one of 32 teams, and only fans of that one team are going to be able to remember that. The other 31 teams and all their fan bases remember he hit him in the head with a helmet.
I remember. I'm a big Cleveland Brown fan. I am. Yeah.
That's
did Miles Garrett have the opportunity to defend himself?
no,
Really?
absolutely not. You do
So
not.
you're telling me that gives a woman the right to do that to a man?
Whoa! Let's back up. Hold on. On the field, when a shoving match starts out between a wide receiver and a DB, who gets penalized? Is it the person who shoves first or the person who gets caught shoving second?
Oh,
Every time.
all right.
You don't react.
Because
when
it's
you react, you
whatever
get
the
caught.
ref sees. That's what happens.
And what brings the attention? You retaliating. Every
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Things happen. People do mean
100%.
things on the field.
100%.
It's going to happen. You don't
It's what
retaliate.
the ref sees. It's not what you see
Right.
on TV.
Right.
Tell me when between Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib. What do you remember from? Do you remember what Michael Crabtree did, or do you remember what Aqib Talib did?
Was that the eye poke or the chain?
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
It's always going to be a cute to leave, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a dirty ass player.
So that being said, I mean you're gonna have that. It's the retaliation. Miles Garrett should have never done what Miles Garrett did. And the fact that he retaliated is the problem.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I agree. 100%.
And yes, is he one of the best DNs in the NFL?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I'm not going to deny his talent.
100%.
The fact that he did what he did and he had done what he done is a problem.
Right. Exactly.
And plus, you're the stone of that defense.
You're absolutely the captain.
You're setting an example.
Right. Right. Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Studio audience, no. We're not going to bring up the 99 season to make Brandon cry.
You're not gonna cry. You're gonna slap you.
All right. So let's move on from the NFL for a moment. We'll be back to that because we got to talk about the NFC this time. Let's get into some commits.
Yes.
We got DeCorian Moore, the number one wide receiver.
You know what I have to say about him? DeCorian Moore.
What?
You're jealous of Oregon.
So DeCorian Moore,
Yeah.
on the 4th of
Really
July,
good player.
nonetheless, committed with a hard commit to the Oregon Ducks. He is 5'11", 182 pounds. He's class of 2025 out of Duncanville, Texas, at Duncanville High School. He's a 5-star recruit, and
He is.
everything that I've heard and everything I've seen, he is an absolute monster.
I got two.
Absolute.
One, he's an NFL ready wide receiver already.
Yes.
Already.
Already, he is an NFL ready player. He is really, really good, from what I heard.
And
Set records in his high school, and wow, outstanding, outstanding.
Let's talk about speed,
and
because he's going to Oregon,
yeah.
team known for speed. It's a match.
I would have loved to see him with Bo Nix.
It would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we still got a year to wait before we see him out in Oregon.
Oh, we're
We're gonna see Dylan Gabriel.
gonna be seeing him a lot when Ohio State and Michigan plays with them, and I'm just gonna be on. Oh my goodness gracious! Wow.
And it looks like, from everything I saw, on May 31st, he visited Ohio State. On
Yeah.
June 7th, he visited LSU. And on June 14th, he visited Texas. He visited Oregon on June 21st. That was his most recent visit, from what I can tell. He did have Alabama also on his top 5. So he had some top teams there.
Oh yeah.
He had some
Top
definite
5, top
definite
10
stuff there.
teams.
Texas, I assume, mostly because it was, that's his proximity to home right there. That's your hometown school. Like,
Yeah, Texas.
Did he choose Oregon because he didn't want to compete, or did he choose Oregon because he loved the atmosphere?
looking at the roster outlooks, I don't know how you could even think about didn't want to compete. When you look at the roster outlook here, Alabama's got 15 wide receivers, 1 commit. Ohio State's got 7 receivers with 3 commits. LSU's got 6 receivers and 1 commit.
Yep.
Texas has 9 receivers, no commits. And Oregon has 19 receivers and 4 commits. So that being said, you're looking at, I mean, just a much bigger pool of people to compete with.
Yeah. Right.
So at that point, I almost think maybe he chose Oregon to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. True. I
Just another way to look at it.
Yeah.
And then we'll move over and we'll hit the hometown boy here. Because why not? We got Lamar Bo Jackson.
I love his name.
I love everything about this guy's name. His name is Lamar Jackson. He goes by Bo Jackson. He's not related to Lamar Jackson or Bo Jackson.
His parents named him that.
Yeah, his parents just named him that.
They were fans of.
Why would you name? Why would
All right, hold on.
They were
a
fans.
famous player? You know.
I don't think they named him after Lamar Jackson.
No, they did.
Really?
That was their his dad's favorite players, Lamar Jackson and Bo Jackson. So they named him Lamar Bo Jackson.
So hold on.
Huh.
How old is Bo Jackson? Is this guy? I gotta find this out.
18,
Lamar Bo
19?
Jackson?
Yeah,
He just committed.
I know. He's like 16, right?
Maybe 7.
No. He's got to be 18,
No.
19.
He just finished his junior year in high school.
And
He's not
he's
gonna be
going
18
to Ohio State.
in a year
Holy.
or a year or two,
Wow.
whichever it is.
Is he
He's
that-
class of 25.
Is he that good?
Well, they usually have their commits a year early. That's generally how.
Oh, you're early. Okay, yeah. Because he's a senior. He'll be a senior.
So this is the part that I'm confused about. Lamar Jackson, right? The Ravens' Lamar Jackson was drafted in 2018. If this kid's 16 years old, it means he was born in 2008.
Yeah.
If he spent 3 years in college, that means he was at college in 2015. Kid was born 7 years before that. So they named him after a guy that was in middle school. That's where I'm like, I don't like the idea that they named him after Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's not old enough. He does have the nickname Bo Jackson, which that makes me think they were probably fans of Bo Jackson. I can get behind that, but
He's a Baltimore fan.
and he knew that Lamar Jackson was going to be a Baltimore Raven long before Lamar Jackson was a Baltimore Raven.
Don't get me wrong. Lamar Jackson is one of the elite football players.
And I believe personally that he's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
Well, you can't rule out Mike Vick or
Currently.
Current.
We're talking current quarterbacks here.
current.
I believe he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Not one of the best ever.
Right.
Yeah, so he visited Georgia on May 17th and he visited Ohio State on May 31st. That's all I have as far as visits are concerned. Cincinnati, Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State were his top 5. And he hard committed to Ohio State a month ago.
Okay.
Love his name, love everything about this kid so far. I mean, he's the number 3 running back in the nation? 4-star recruit out of Cleveland, Ohio. Well, for that year. I think that's what we got as far as college commits as far as right now.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like Noah Sanders, Barry Sanders' kid. From everything I've seen, it looks like he's going to commit to Michigan State, but he has not done that yet. From what I
Right.
can tell.
Right. Exactly.
But this one was brought up. Laurie found this one, and it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Quincy Wilson here, he's a 16-year-old who is already on the he already qualified for the men's 4x400 relay pool. He's the youngest American track and field male Olympian in history.
Yes.
This kid, as I look more into it, it's absolutely insane. His personal bests
Yes.
His best 200 meter happened when he was 14 years old. And this is his outdoor 200 meter at 22.15 seconds in a 200 meter.
That is outstanding.
Absolutely insane. This kid at 14 years old ran a time of 48.41 seconds outdoors for the 400 meter as a 14-year-old.
Yes, sir.
In August that year, he won his 5th AAU Junior Olympic Games title, winning the 400 meter with a time of 47.77 seconds.
Yes.
He had ran a 47.59 on the semifinal that year.
Oh, yeah.
At 14 years old.
Oh, yeah. Outstanding. This kid works on his craft. He runs. He does everything. I mean, he is outstanding runner. And I looked into him, and all of a sudden it popped up on my phone. I'm going, wow, look at this kid.
Yeah,
And he's getting all these medals and winning. I mean,
he's winning things.
wow.
In June of 2023, he finished second at the New Balance Nationals Outdoor over 400 meters. It was held in Franklin Field, Philadelphia, and in September he became one of the youngest American athletes to sign an NIL contract with a major sports brand.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane. He had an NIL deal at 15 years old.
Oh, yeah. Outstanding.
For track and field.
Yes.
Like, he's a dog.
That's great. This is something that I did in high school, was run track and play football. And this is outstanding. This kid can run.
Yep.
I mean,
here's the thing. Here's another big thing for you. He set a meet record on June 15th of this year at that same New Balance Nationals Outdoor. He placed first and set a new meet record for the championship boys 400 meter with a time of 45.13 seconds.
wow. Outstanding.
Absolutely insane. On June 21st at the U.S. Olympic Trials, he set the outdoor under 18 world record in the preliminaries of the 400 meter with a time of 44.66, which was the second fastest 400 meter time of the day, only behind Quincy Hall's 4.46.
Wow.
He would then better his record 2 days later with a time of 44.59, which qualified him for finals. He then placed 6th overall in the 400 meter final.
You know, Chuck, I love it. I love it when people can work really hard on their craft and then go into these meets and improve their outstanding performance.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's good. It's really good. I mean, you work on your craft so hard, and you practice so hard, and then you go into a meet. It's not that easy. You know what I mean, guys? Because you never know how fast somebody else can be just as fast as you. You know what I mean? And I experienced that when I ran track.
Yep.
And people faster than me, but I worked on my craft as much as I could.
Yeah, I would
This
say
guy works every day.
I will say
Day in, day out.
I love seeing younger people with that drive.
Yeah.
Whether it's a drive to compete, drive to do whatever it is they want to do.
Right.
I love seeing commitment and drive for excellence because they want to be the best. They want to be better than the people that came before them. And Quincy Wilson is certainly that.
Oh, yes. Definitely. Good luck, young man.
100%.
All right. Now, with that out of the way, with all that said and done, let's get into, last week we decided to talk about who we thought was going to win the AFC divisions. So, this week, let's dive into the NFC divisions.
Okay.
We're going to save one of them for last because,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like there could potentially be some disagreement with it, and I like saving those for last. First one we got NFC West. We have Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers.
Oh, we know that.
I don't think we have any arguments here. Niners are going to win that.
Yeah, 49ers is going to win that, definitely.
Brandon?
I think the 49ers will win it. There ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you got a disagreement, I want to hear it.
Yeah, I want to hear it too because the Cardinals won't do it. Seahawks, Rams, no.
I'm sorry, you're talking about
49ers.
one of the best teams in the NFL
Well, yeah,
with the Niners.
Christian McCaffrey and you got that defense of the 49ers, which was almost number one in the NFC. Wow. Yeah. I'm going
Well,
for the
I'm
49ers.
worried about IU.
Are you?
Yeah,
You're worried about IU?
I'm worried about IU.
What are the trade rumors and all that, or
With the just the rumors that he could potentially sit out.
Yeah.
It's a re-signing year.
is he supposed to get re-signed?
No, this year's on his contract, but it's a re-signing year, and we all know that when a player wants to stick around or whatnot, they hold that card to sit out. And Brandon Ayuk is one of those players. He's got the skill. He's up there. He could potentially sit out, but we also seen what happened with Le'Veon Bell. So, not a great idea.
Right.
Things could happen. So let's move to the NFC South. We got the Saints, Falcons, Buccaneers, and Panthers.
I'm going to say the Panthers. I really am.
Damn,
I'm going to say the Panthers.
that's a bold
Because let me tell you why.
All right.
They got the Ohio State quarterback. The Panthers do. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. My fault. Alabama.
Yeah. So here's the thing: when you're talking, Bryce Young had a bad year last year.
Bryce Young, yeah.
Yeah, bad year last year. But
All right.
I'm not pinning that on Bryce Young. I'm pinning that on the fact that Panthers. I don't feel like they have a good O-line.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to say Buccaneers.
They can't protect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't protect it.
And yeah, like you said, you can't win it.
No.
It's not his fault.
Right.
Even if, and I'm not
And you
biased.
and you got really old O-line.
Even if
So,
even if CJ Young, if Stroud would have went there, he still it would have been the same situation.
100%. Honestly, CJ Stroud blew me away.
Right.
In that situation. But I'm going Buccaneers.
I am too. I'm
All
going
day, every day.
Buccaneers.
You know,
Yeah.
you call me crazy,
I'm going to go Bucks.
but I'm going. with
You're
the
all
Saints.
right.
Going with the Saints.
Saints.
That's not throwing the ball these days.
What's all about the Saints?
I'm going with the Saints.
Oof.
And any particular reason.
No,
You got faith in that receiving core?
I just
They don't have a quarterback.
I wouldn't go that far.
They don't. They don't have a quarterback that good.
Oh, that's not where I wanted to put that. I mean, they got Derek Carr.
Carr.
I mean, I agree. I'm not big on Carr either.
33 years
Never
old.
have been.
You're going to rely on an old man quarterback.
All right. Doesn't your team have Deshaun Watson? Didn't your team win playoff games with a guy that was retired? Then they come off the couch and then win playoff games? Talk about age.
Hey, he done better than any other of them.
Yeah, so
you're talking about age.
yeah, you're talking about age. You got a 4-year-old out there. That might's not going to hurt you.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'll.
Well, he's got Chris Olave.
Pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got Chris
Olave. Yeah, I admit that.
They still got Michael Thomas, if anybody remembers him, because he's never on
Michael
the field.
Thomas. Yeah, because he
Who?
sometimes get
Right,
hurt.
exactly.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
They do have a really good. They do have a really good running back.
Defense.
Yeah, they got a really good running back.
Oh, come on.
Get Camara. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move to the NFC North. This one's a tough one, honestly. We got the Vikings, Lions, Bears, and Packers. Honestly, I'm just gonna rule the Bears out right off the rip.
Yep, I'm gonna rule them out.
Sorry, but Caleb Williams, I will never believe that one player can come in and completely turn a team around.
No, not a rookie.
Even though we just saw it over in Houston, but that was multiple first round
Right,
picks.
yeah.
And I've looked online so many times and seen that the Bears are going to win the division. They believe that Caleb Williams is going to turn the team around.
Everybody's so stuck on Caleb Williams is going to be this monster.
It's just not a quarterback that's going to help your team. You got your O line, your wide receivers, running back.
Let's get into last year. What was some of the biggest pieces they were missing so Justin Fields couldn't succeed? That O line in shambles has been forever.
Yeah.
Wide receivers. They finally started bringing some in this year.
Well, yeah, because they drafted
But
some.
they blamed it on Justin Fields' lack of vision.
Oh, you mean Cleveland? That they're just being another Cleveland? Blame it on the quarterback. When your O line doesn't protect him, he has to run and run and run and run.
Yep. I agree 100%.
All I know.
I agree 100%, Chuck.
I'm just bringing it up.
I agree with you 100%, Chuck.
So, in that division, honestly, the Vikings?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
They got Jay Jetta, but I do think
They
they
got
took a
J.J.
huge.
McCarthy, who was a rookie.
I think they took a huge step back at quarterback.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, J.J. McCarthy in college, he won games.
Yep.
But I don't think J.J. McCarthy was the reason they won games.
No, it was the running game.
It was the running game.
They had
J.J. did run a lot, though, too.
They had a devastating run game. Nobody could stop it.
And let me ask you this:
Corn.
are the Vikings going to have a devastating running game so J.J. McCarthy can win games?
Might.
Question.
I'm going to go with no.
Do they have a good wide receiver core? Yes. Jefferson.
Oh, cool. You named one. Let's name another one.
Um,
Core, bud.
They got a really good tight end.
I can name another one.
I don't know his name.
Of the Vikings right now before you bring it up.
Go for it. I'm not bringing that up.
Addison.
Addison? Okay. So looking at the running backs, and this is where I'm like, okay, they do have Aaron Jones now. So I don't think that's a devastating guy. They got Cam Akers with him. So I think you got a decent running game, but I don't think you have that running game of the Wolverines in the last few years. I don't see J.J. McCarthy having too much success. Honestly, I see Sam Darnold starting at the beginning. And when you're talking Sam Darnold, he's had some okay times, but he's never really shown anything.
I think
No, because for the Jets, he didn't do anything for him.
Yeah. So me personally, I'm rolling the Vikings out here.
Because how come they had to go and get who's the quarterback for the Jets now? Aaron Rodgers.
Well, Sam Darnold will start on experience alone,
Yeah.
but eventually they will plug and play. They will
Plug J.J. McCarthy in.
JJ in.
eventually, yes.
Yeah.
And my hot
I don't
take
think
is
they're gonna.
I think J.J. McCarthy will be a bust in the NFL.
I don't. Because if they do like they do,
Well, that's a hot
start
take.
Dan Arnold, and JJ sets back, and maybe Dan Arnold helps him out a little
Sam
bit.
Darnold.
Sam Darnold, maybe he might be a little bit better.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about sitting somebody behind a veteran, you're talking about, I don't know, somebody that's good.
Yeah. He doesn't have a veteran that can teach him the ropes. Well, Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold, somebody who
Let me ask you.
he's been playing with the bench half the time. Like Sam Darnold has not been a good starter.
No, not really.
He's been a serviceable player at best.
Right.
Now, if they would have kept Kirk Cousins and drafted JJ, I 100% could get behind you. But I don't see JJ McCarthy learning enough from Sam Darnold. I think JJ McCarthy has probably as much knowledge as Sam Darnold
Yeah,
already.
Kirk Cousins has the experience.
100%. And Kirk Cousins has that experience playing at that higher level.
And
As long as he's not playing in prime time.
Yeah.
I
All
was
right.
hoping you said that.
Yeah. So, all right, now we got the Lions and the Packers. The Packers, Jordan Love. The guy blew me away last year.
Oh,
And he also blew my Cowboys away in the playoffs.
oh, I'm done. Jordan Love was really good. I mean, he sat behind a really good quarterback. That's now the quarterback for the Jets.
Yep.
For so many as a rookie all the way up, and he learned from him, and now he's starting, and he looks pretty good.
And I'm waiting for teams to understand what the Packers have done. The Packers literally, they had Brett Favre. They drafted Aaron Rodgers. Had Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre. Got rid of Brett Favre, moved on with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers took him to the Super Bowl.
And then Aaron Rodgers kept going. And then, well, as he got older, they're like, okay, let's draft this guy, Jordan Love. Let's sit him. And oh my goodness, I have so many Packers fans that are friends, and they hated Jordan Love.
Yep.
And then when Aaron Rodgers went away, what did Jordan Love do? He stepped up.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
He took the helm. He became a
Yes, sir.
He became the guy.
Yes, sir.
And the Packers now have went 3 for 3 so far. As long as Jordan Love keeps doing what he did last year, so far Jordan Love looks like a stud.
Yeah.
And it looks like they went 3 for 3 in their last 3 quarterbacks.
And what I can't understand either, Chuck, is that they're having a difficult time trying to re-sign Jordan Love's contract. From my indications,
Well, that would make sense.
because he's really good.
Well, and he's gonna want a contract. He's gonna want a good contract.
Right.
And if he doesn't get that good contract, bye. There's so many teams out there that need a quarterback
Oh, yes.
that will pay the guy.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
then we got the Lions.
Lions.
You want to talk about a guy that blew me away in Jared Goff?
Yep.
Jared Goff, a guy who was rather mid with the Rams.
Yeah.
And a straight up trade with Matt Stafford
Yeah.
blew my mind. I'm like, oh, the Lions lost this. And then the Rams won a Super Bowl. I'm like, the Lions, I still feel, won that trade.
But you got to figure this, Chuck. Jared Goff, he took the Lions to an AFC championship game.
I also just said that I think the Lions won that trade.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The Rams won a Super Bowl, but they sold out for it so hard.
Yeah.
But they got it. Goal accomplished. Well
Yeah.
done, Rams.
Yeah.
Now, when are you going to be able to do it again? Because it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
And I think the Lions, their head coach, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Their head
I love
coach.
that, man.
Yeah.
You know what the
He's
scary
really
thing
good.
is?
What's that?
About 90% of their team is young as hell too.
Yeah,
Young.
Young.
they're scary.
They're very
And I-
scary.
And now I will make my take. I think the Lions
Say it.
win the NFC North. I don't know what you're going to say, but you keep mouthing everything to us, so you might as well.
Say it.
Say it.
Well, it's either their corner, one of their safeties got traded to the Eagles, and that's where he got drafted to the Eagles, and he got traded to the Lions.
Who?
I don't know his name, but I know that he got traded.
We should probably know his name.
I don't know his name.
Okay, go back to the background.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm taking the Lions.
I am too.
Lions.
Lions all day.
I am too.
The
I
Lions
take
across
the
the board
Lions
here.
all day.
And now, NFC East,
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Giants, and Commanders.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
You're taking the Cowboys.
Yes. I think
We're just going to skate
I
over the
think-
Eagles.
the owner is going to sign the quarterback. And you know who I'm talking about, Chuck.
Dak?
You're a big Cowboy fan.
Think they're going to sign Dak?
They're going to sign the quarterback,
Dak Prescott.
Zach. Yep. And they're going to sign their
Micah Parsons.
huh?
Talking about Micah?
They're going to sign their wide receiver,
Oh, CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, and they're going to sign their DN.
Okay, but then what are they doing with Trayvon Diggs?
Trayvon Diggs, they're going to have to re-sign him or get rid of him.
How are they going to be able to afford all this? You can't. End of the day, you can't afford it all.
They're going to have to do something.
Yeah. And now the Eagles got Saquon Barkley to add to that team.
Which
But they did lose Jason Kelsey, their center. So the push I think the tush push takes a back seat a little bit. I think they're going to have to focus a little elsewhere. Now, mind you, they still got some studs. That old line is insane.
Oh, the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which what he was talking about, it scares me because you got nobody to back up Dak, so you got to resign him.
Yeah.
Trey Lance has actually looked pretty decent in training camp. Now, has he looked starting quarterback worthy? No, absolutely not. But he has been progressing from the last time we've seen Trey Lance with the Niners. He does look better than he did then. So, could he be a serviceable plug-in if needed? Maybe.
Maybe.
But you can't get rid of.
You can't lose CD.
You can't lose Mike.
You can't
lose Micah.
With the
Yep.
season that Deron Bland had,
You can't lose
Yeah.
Ron Bland.
Yeah, he had
You
a
can technically,
great
you
season.
could move on from
can you
Trayvon.
move on from Trayvon?
Top five.
Maybe.
Top 5 in sacks.
But here's the thing. When you're talking Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, right? Sure, you can keep Deron Bland, move on from Trayvon Diggs, and be serviceable. But with the two of them out there, we haven't really seen that.
No, yeah,
Two of them on the same
No.
field. I would love to see that. That'd be naughty.
too.
And that would fix all the secondary issues the Cowboys have had.
Right. Be naughty.
But that being said, both players, they are the same archetype. Let's let them burn me deep. But then I'll pick them off later.
But if you can't re-sign all of
Yeah.
them, you got to make a decision.
Yeah. And honestly,
And then it's going to be a real hard decision.
I don't think it's as hard as what everybody thinks. I think it's if Dak doesn't win playoff games this year,
Yeah.
bye.
He
Dak Prescott
Yeah.
has beat the Cowboys the last, maybe not this last year. The defense definitely folded and crumbled against the Packers.
Right.
Previous 2 years against the Niners, that both times we lost to the damn Niners. As a fan, it's hard, okay? As a fan, it's hard. But they both came down to last minute plays where the ball was in Dak's hand and he made a bad decision. And the time ran out on him. Both years.
Yeah.
So that being said, Dak's decision making when it comes down to the nitty gritty end of the game, I don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's good enough for a team in the NFL who's going to be in games late. I don't think
Do you absolutely see the Cowboys going into the draft of next year of maybe getting a quarterback
I would think
that
they would have
would help them in the future?
I would think they'd have to.
I'd say they'd have to.
That being said, our last two quarterbacks came fourth round and later.
Mm-hmm.
Dak
Yeah.
Prescott was a fourth round pick. I think Tony Romo was free agent.
Free agent, yes.
Like you're talking,
Yeah.
we don't sell out for quarterbacks, but we wind
But
up
you got to
getting quarterbacks.
remember, Tony Romo was a good Dallas
He
Cowboy.
was a stud. All that being said, and as much as it pains me, I'm taking the Eagles.
But you guys won your division last year.
Yeah, we did.
You did.
Because the Eagles fell apart.
I think the Cowboys
But now-
can do it again.
But now here's the difference. The Eagles now have a running back that's a game changer. Saquon can do things. Saquon can uplift the team in a big way.
Oh yeah, he could because he did it for the Giants.
But like you said, they lost Jason Kelsey.
They did, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But is Lane Johnson still there, isn't he?
Oh, he's old.
He is.
He could not be. Is he still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Lane Johnson still there currently.
Oh wow, he could be the starter for the Eagles.
He did just and
That's
he signed a 1 year contract extension,
$30 million.
Wow.
$30 million guaranteed. He's there through 26.
Wow, so he could be the starter.
Well, he's been the starting offensive tackle. That being said, that O line, the rest of the O line was studdish.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't just one guy. I think that one guy really helped that push, especially during the the brotherly shove or the tush push, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I think he was
Exactly.
the heart and soul of that. But I
Yeah.
think with the rest of that O line around it,
Right.
I think it's plug and play.
Oh yeah.
It'll take a step back because Jason Kelsey, in my opinion, is one of the best centers we've seen.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh,
in
yeah.
general,
Most definitely.
in all of football.
Most definitely.
So that being said, I think it takes a step back, but I don't think it crumbles. No.
No?
And then and now you add Saquon Barkley, which is just a whole nother threat.
Elusiveness.
Don't they have a real good wide receiver too?
Which one?
They got two of them.
They got two of them? Really?
One of them's Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
And the other one is
AJ Brown.
Yeah, they still got AJ, right?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Let's see. At receive, yeah, we got AJ Brown still.
Wow.
And they got Paris Campbell on for like their third guy. But
Oh, Paris Campbell.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wow,
You wanna-
quick.
he's quick, but he's nobody. You want to talk about a dud?
Straight.
Right?
He's shown some glimpses, but that's the best he's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. Who do you guys got?
Cowboys still.
I'm still doing the Cowboys.
All right.
Because they won their division last year. I think they can do it again this year.
And honestly, I hope I'm wrong, obviously. And with Trayvon and Duran healthy,
But
it could be scary.
you know,
But the thing that scares me is our running back core. Our running back core, from everything I've seen, says we're going running back by committee.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hunter Lepke was underused because I think he's the power we needed in those short yardage situations. And then we brought Zeke back, who, let's be honest, he's been kind of washed. Now, mind you, I will defend him tooth and nail because I think he's one of the best blocking running backs in the NFL today.
I agree 100% on that.
he wasn't.
And he's
Yeah.
the best backfield catcher or receiver.
I wouldn't say best. You still got Alvin Kamara to deal with. And Christian McCaffrey can catch the ball in the backfield. You have all these other players to catch the ball in the backfield.
You're
But
right.
Zeke, he does have certain talents. The certain talents are not carrying the ball 18 times a game and getting 100 yards. That's not who he is.
Right.
Where did Tony Pollard go?
Tennessee.
Oh God!
Tennessee Titans. Yeah.
Shut up.
Tennessee, the team that got rid of Derrick Henry and picked up Tony Pollard.
What a shame.
Have fun with that.
Henry
Oh.
go to?
He's with Baltimore.
He's a Raven.
Wow. I think I changed my mind. I'm on for Baltimore and the AFC North.
Bring that one up for you, bud.
Lamar,
Ah.
Henry, and OBJ.
Well done, asshole.
Just took him right into your.
Well done.
I'll say.
You're so mean. All right. Now the next bit. I got a little trivia for you.
Oh,
I got another fun fact.
hey.
Okay.
This one's fun. This one's out there. So tell me something.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you, how many times did Tony Gwynn, strike out in 422 career at-bats against these four pitchers? We got John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, and Pedro Martinez. How many out of 422 at-bats?
Those three players you named.
Four pitchers, rather.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pitchers.
Four pitchers. John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, and Pedro Martinez.
They were all Atlanta Braves pitchers.
They're all phenomenal.
Yep.
And they pitched to Tony Gwynn 422 career at-bats.
Okay.
How many times did Tony Gwynn strike out?
That's a good question. Yeah. I was a big baseball fan back then. I was a big Atlanta Brave fan back then.
Take a wild guess.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean, because with 422 at-bats, you're looking, there's a good chance with those
I
pitchers.
want to say 20 or 30.
I mean, that's really low.
4.
Wrong. It's 3.
3.
Three?
Damn it.
3. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about, though. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 422 career at bats against those four legendary pitchers. Struck out 3 times.
Wow.
Now, I'll give you
That's
guys.
amazing.
I'll give you guys a point.
That
And you
is
can tell
amazing
me
for Tony Gwynn.
what 2 of those pitchers ever struck him out. Only 2 of them struck him out.
Tom Glavine.
That is one of the pitchers that struck him out.
Yep.
Who's the other one?
Remember it. Who was it? Tom Glavine and
Brandon, any opinions?
I only remember
say Greg
Tom
Maddux.
Glavine's.
No. Greg Maddux and Pedro Martinez never struck him out.
I was gonna go with Pedro, but I'm like,
He did not.
what?
John Schmaltz struck him out once,
John Smoltz. Yep.
and Tom Glavine struck him out twice.
Yep.
It's fun.
That is an insane fact.
Yeah, that is.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is.
That was
A long
legendary.
time ago, though.
Yeah.
I was a big Atlanta fan when they went into the World Series
And lost.
and lost
Padres.
4 times in a row. And all
That fun fact brought to you by my buddy Michael Isaac, the Braves fan.
Yeah, Atlanta Braves fan.
You want to talk about?
that?
You want to talk about hurting himself?
That hurts.
Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Also, the one that informed me that I was wrong. What was I wrong about again?
Oh. I'll let you say it.
Odell Beckham's a Dolphin.
Yeah.
Why is he a Dolphin? Let's get into this real quick, real fast. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, why OBJ?
Well, they want to make sure that the quarterback they have from the Dolphins, which is
Tua Tagovailoa.
thank you,
Fuck to
he
him.
can be able to throw the ball.
Well, he's going to be.
and your OBJ does do good routes.
Okay, so why
And he
didn't we?
does beat the corners.
So why didn't we get him an O line that'll protect him so he doesn't get 17 concussions a year?
Oh, good question.
Instead, we focused on getting Odell Beckham
Because you already got Hill.
and Waddle.
Yeah. Why do you need another wide receiver?
You know,
When you could have
Don't they have a son?
not even signed OBJ
Don't they have a son?
and work on their O line.
Is it Mike Gesicki?
oh, that sounds right.
Mike Gesicki.
No,
No, Bengals. Oh, shit. Mike Gesicki's from Bengals.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's it for Garage Sports Ohio.
Yes.
Number 2.
This was episode 2. And before we go, I just want to let you know I love you. And
Love you.
post your predictions for who's going to win the Super Bowl in the comments, just for fun. If you made it this far.
Yeah.
If you didn't, well, I understand. You just didn't love us.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Later.